at the African Insurance Exchange, we're talking about topics and issues that impact the industry and influence the industry as a whole. So technology has been a very big topic, and insurers are constantly having to deal with doing business in a constantly changing environment. The industry is changing at a rapid pace, and sometimes insurers and brokers themselves aren't able to keep pace of that. I'm talking to Garth Napier, who is the MD of Old Mutual Insure. He's very passionate about the topic, and we're just going to talk about some of the challenges and the future of this. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks for having me.
What are some of the challenges that insurers and brokers are facing about doing insurance or doing business in the constantly changing financial sector?
I think, Jonathan, three big things. I think the first one is just changing consumer behavior or demands. I think the second one is how do we deal with data and technology. I think you touched on it just now. It's a major change in our industry.
Yeah.
And I think the third one is really the regulatory changes we have to deal with at the moment. So I think those are the three big ones. I think on the changing consumer behavior, I think consumers are a lot smarter than they were. I think they have access to mobile phones now where they can pretty much do everything they want to do on their mobile phones. And that's driving a major change. I think the sharing economy is changing behavior. I think asset ownership is, we're seeing a drop in that, and that's going to change the way people experience or engage with us.
I think let's maybe then talk about how, you mentioned in your talk about how Porsche is now renting out Porsches for a certain amount of time. So you're not insuring, in essence, high net worth individuals anymore. You're insuring anybody who can have access to that. So I mean, there must be challenges, but there must be opportunities. How do you adapt your product to suit that change?
Yeah, I think the change is, it's called Porsche Passports, and can't wait for it to come to South Africa. I think the idea is really saying, how do you rent a Porsche rather than owning one? I think we all know that luxury car ownership sometimes comes at a high price with low utilization. I think how we adjust our model there is recognizing that our consumers change. It's no longer the high net worth individual, it's now a corporate, one with a lot of buying power and one who can negotiate price. And really challenging ourselves and how do you add value to that client? How do you think about value-added products for Porsche to say it's not just pure car insurance, maybe it is about dent and scratch and windscreen replacements. So tailoring our standard, all-sure product, which is a very vanilla car insurance product, to matching the needs of a corporate would be a big opportunity, but also a big challenge for us as a company and an industry.
So the ecosystem is becoming a lot more delicate, and you have to be a lot more flexible, as you're pointing out. But I mean, this must present opportunities to insurers. What are some of the opportunities that they can look for?
Yeah, I think the opportunity here is platforms. I think how do we create platforms where consumers are not just buying insurance, we could actually be selling them something else. A good example is pet insurance in the UK, where the guys have built a platform around pet lovers, where you're not just buying pet insurance, they've negotiated deals with pet food suppliers or pet shops in terms of all the other things you need for your pet. So if you're part of this ecosystem, you're getting the insurance, but they've also negotiated great deals for you on some of the other things you need for your pet if you're a pet lover. That's an example of an ecosystem that an insurer has created. So there's an opportunity for us to think about, and I think it's those types of things we need to be flexible about in the South African market.
Awesome. Garth, thank you very much for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you.